of the 6th month in the year 2024. It's a glorious, glorious Wednesday morning. You might call it Hump Day. Michael, are you familiar with Hump Day, with the theory of Hump Day?
No, first time hearing it. I
just wanted to be sure what you meant by
Well, Hump Day is a colloquial term used to refer to Wednesday, particularly in the context of the working week. It's called Hump Day because it is often seen as the midpoint of the standard Monday to Friday work week. Now, once you've made it through Wednesday, you are over the hump and closer to the weekend. So happy Hump Day to all of us. Felicity joins us now on the telephone line. She'll let us know if these showers will persist. Good morning to you, Felicity.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm better today than yesterday.
Fantastic. I'm doing okay, even in the absence of that $1 million. Felicity, we've been talking about this $1 million now, maybe close to 2 years. When?
Yes, just to save our life. It will definitely come.
Well, what should we expect as far as the weather is concerned? The clouds look very, very angry here in Adisawe, Kanda. What can we expect in the capital and beyond?
Thanks so much, and good morning to our dear viewers. For today, we expect it to remain cloudy over the coastal strip, the middle and part of the northern sector. We expect some light intermittent rain over the coast. And then for the north, we have a moderate rainstorm that moves throughout the night. Currently, it's over the upper west region. Those in Wa, those in Bole and its environs, they should be having cloudy weather with possible some rain this morning. For the afternoon, we expect the sun to break through, and then temperatures will be still comfortable for us today. 30, 31 for the coast, 32, 33 for the middle sector, averagely 34 for the northern sector. For the state of the sea, we expect it to be rough. No massive rainstorms over the sea. However, we expect windy conditions, so fisher folks need to be careful. Water Lake, they can do fishing. We expect the late afternoon formation of localized thunderstorms, so around 3, 4. If the clouds start coming together, the wind starts peaking, and then the color of the clouds starts becoming darker and darker. Then it's assurance that the rain will come, then they can advise themselves.
Thank you so much for that update, Felicity. Do have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you.
Again, that was Felicity Ahafionyo, chief forecaster with the Ghana Met, and I implore you to follow them on the social so you can get an hour-by-hour update on what the weather will be looking like throughout the day. Agree with the lyrics of this song. Yes, ahoto enisika enona emma odoso. A bit of peace, a bit of money, and the love will flourish. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think those are to some extent the fundamentals of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie. How do you put it? Money makes the soup sweet, you know. So, Charlie, even though it isn't the basis, but at least it has its own way of coloring everything.
I agree with that. Davido said it best. He said, love is sweet.
Yeah.
When money enter, love is sweeter.
Well,
this is another banger from Julian Ni Aite Ajin Nico Anan. Hey, Jules, I didn't know your name was long like that. Better known by his stage name, Jules. He's a British Ghanaian record producer and DJ and musician, known for his music contributions, particularly in Afrobeat circles. After the production of songs like Bankulai, Skin Tight by Mr. Easy, Feel Alright by the Show Them Camp, and many, many, many others. Guan by Burna Boy. Jules is certainly a celebrated producer, always tapping into the roots. Me do it to say akoko. And hopefully you are following us like chickens today because we have a lot on our plate. We'll jump into the news review right about now. Myself and Michael, we have a number of papers in front of us like we always do. We'll run through the headlines and then we'll get into the meat of the matter. Sink our teeth deep into it, like I like to say. The Ghanaian Times this morning. Sabotage. Thieves vandalize steel oil from transformers, plunge parts of Sekinde Takrady metropolis into total darkness. My goodness. And there's a picture to go along with that story. Ambulance case. Minority to boycott Parliament in solidarity with Ato Force. And this is not the first time, Michael, that we would have seen this sort of thing. I believe in the case of Jackie Quayson as well. There was some boycotts around the time that he was going through his trial, or some days when he had to go to court where Parliament had to sit. The minority decided not to do so. They decided to go in solidarity with him.
I guess these are some of the challenges of having a hung parliament.
I mean, we have a lot of business to attend to, business that has been stalling.
You know?
Anyways, government to push for passage of free SHS bill by Parliament to make it legally enforceable. That's a very interesting one there. Togolese political party visits Ghana to seek support for restoration of democracy. And what's going on in Togo, maybe at some point this week or next, we can just avert our minds somewhat, because we can pick certain lessons from what is going on there. They're asking for our help. They say the rule of law, democracy is in a very bad shape in Togo. On the back page, though, of the Ghanaian Times, we deserve to win over CAR, Central African Republic. There was some talk that, the referee might have been giving us some, I don't know, favors, if you will. Anyway, the Supreme newspaper, a black hawk falls on own dagger, dragged to Shraj for covering business. NPPPC clarifies, I asked small-scale miners to rebel against fake soldiers. Now, I'm not sure if you've cited, Michael, the communique that's come from the Ghana Armed Forces seeking to, I say, attempt to address this particular issue, because they never actually addressed the person who made the comments about attacking soldiers. In that video clip, I didn't hear him say fake soldiers. And in fact, the posturing was that this Galam stop nazi, we've stopped all of that. So feel free, go into, go and mine. If anybody bothers you, jump on the WhatsApp platform, let us know, we'll come to your rescue. And we've seen that manifest in that a soldier was badly beaten up. Then the Ghana Armed Forces wade into the matter, issue a communique that I think is quite vague, because it says, well, desist from making comments. Who should desist? Ghana Armed Forces, there was one individual, or shall I say two individuals, him, this presidential parliamentary candidate hopeful, as well as the minister.
The Ghana Armed Forces is very apolitical as much as possible, so I'm sure they are trying to avoid wading into the politics of it by mentioning names, because of course that may create the impression that they are siding with one party.
How so?
Because
though?
Of course it's easy for.
How so though? In condemning the actions of somebody who belongs to a particular party, how does that mean that you have any affiliation anywhere? If somebody from any party, PPP, ABC, DBP, 1, 2, 3, does something that is unsavory, what stops you from calling that person out or saying that we've cited comments or noted comments from such and such, and then use that as an example that in furtherance of our commentary, of our press release, desist. Anybody else looking to also make similar comments should desist.
Now, see, think about this. The Ghana Police, the Ghana Armed Forces releases a statement, quote, mentioning this supposed person who's made a comment that's very unsavory about the armed forces, especially in regards to Galamsey. Next morning, opposition comes and says, for instance, that the military is against government's Galamsey, government's what's it called? How do I put it? Government's lack of commitment to fighting Galamsey. Do you know what that looks like?
Do you know what it now
easy.
looks like, rather, Michael?
And
now
easier.
The inference is that they are, and if the Ghana Armed Forces is minded, I don't know how they take to their social media. If you look at the quote tweets, the absence of actually addressing the elephants, for lack of a better word, in the room has now drawn that inference that you are saying that had they mentioned the name, would have been drawn. Because it's like, what are you afraid of?
I'm looking at it from a communications perspective, because it's very easy to put a spin on it once they put a name out there.
Now the spin is that you are scared to mention wrongdoers.
Well, maybe that is lesser damage, for want of a better word, than the fact that, for instance, one party gets a free ride on a statement from the Ghana Armed Forces clearly using that as a weapon or a whip to drive their own agenda. I don't think the Ghana Armed Forces wants to be caught up in all of that. So maybe they'll rather sit on the fence. So you infer by yourself, but at least you can't say categorically that this and this is what they've said.
It was in bad taste, in my personal opinion. Of course, Michael feels differently. We'll carry on with the front pages. La Bianca owner Eunice Jacqueline Asamoah reported dead. That's captured on the front page of the Supreme newspaper. President commends Godfrey Dame for overseeing Law House project. And election 2024, Ashanti region endorses Baumia. And the picture that's on the front page shows a mammoth crowd greeting the vice president as he toured the Ashanti region. I saw him playing Ludo. I didn't see him eating fufu though, but a lot of Ludo and dancing.
I'm sure we'll get there.
And so on and so forth. The Daily Analyst this morning. A black one dragged to Shraj over alleged misconduct. GJA opens entries for 28th Media Awards. La Bianca owner passes on. May so rest in peace. Malawi Vice President confirmed dead in plane crash in forest. Minority to abstain from parliamentary business to support Atuforsen in court. And I'll give your banks back to you. Mahama promises owners of 10 collapsed banks. Finally, the Accra Times this morning, ensuring free, fair and credible elections, Bagbin to engage EC and Security Council. Afenyo marking to the media help create a new generation of politicians. Trees are the lungs of the earth. Bagbin speaks on Green Ghana Day. And Alban Bagbin, a man of hope and shaper of the future.
To the Daily Guide, hi Sixtus. Ashanti goes wild for Baumia. Kennedy joins campaign. That's on page 3. One of the seized bags containing the suspected cocaine as NACOC impounds 166.88 kilogram of cocaine.
I'm so curious to know what the street value of this.
I can imagine.
Of this is.
I can imagine. Maybe the story has it.
Yes.
I can see page 3. In an intelligence-led operation by the Narcotics Control Commission (NACOC) and the UK National Crime Agency on Monday, June 10, 2024, a 16.88 kilogram of substance suspected to be cocaine has been intercepted at the Kotoka International Airport. The substances with an estimated street value of, guess, $6.48 million.
Oh, I knew it would be hefty. $6.8 million.
48.
Woo.
Whoa.
Me, I just want $1 million. $1 million. I'm not asking for much.
My dear, even 100,000 can change your life.
Oh, Charlie. Me, today, if you give me $1,000, you spoil them. My whole year, you spoil. Charlie, you spoil them.
$1,000 would be how much? 15,000?
The 15,000.
About 15,000.
Yeah, about 15,000. Yeah, Charlie, you spoil them.
At least your fuel for the rest of the year is sorted.
Fuel. I'll plans for that 15,000, Michael.
Anyway, so individuals from NACOC indicated that the individuals identified as Hoshamin Ethline and Graham Omar Edel were both passengers on a British Airways flight bound for Gatwick, London. May the Lord help us. Now, free SHS bill in the offing. That's according to Afenyo Markin. He's the majority leader in Parliament. 2.37 million euro ambulance case. Court to decide on Jakpa's secret tape. And Okujetua Blackwa dragged to Shraj. And maybe some comments coming on our Facebook feed. Pascal Hukanin says, supposing it's another person, we'll hear that national security has picked that person up. Another one says, Capsules Gerard, if it were to be NDC members saying such a comment, like they'd be arrested the very day the soldiers were chased.
You see this inference, Michael, that is being drawn for a lack of direct or being direct. I think that just makes things a lot more murkier. And I saw that in the comments as well. Very unfortunate. They said, had this been an incident in a Shaiman or somewhere, they would have been in there with brute force. But this is being treated with kids' gloves. Somebody has said something that's unsavory. I don't know why we cannot just say, listen, we've cited what you said. Others around, please take note from this individual and don't repeat same. But well, it is what it is at this point in time.
Yeah. We just hope that all of this, but we need to really get serious as a country and start grabbing the bull by the horn. We can't keep on this roller coaster agenda of not getting anywhere really and paying lip service to literally everything. If we don't address this galamsey thing, in a few years to come, we will import water. In a few years to come, most of our agro products will not do well because that water, when those water sources are polluted, what becomes of the plants? What becomes of the crops? We've already heard stories of what's happening up north.
That's right.
Because of the impact that it's having there. So we really, really, really need to wake up as a country. But I don't know, politicians have failed us over and over. Is it time for private sector to begin to drive its own agenda? Is it time for us to rewrite the narrative and maybe take the power into our hands as a people and lead the change we want and forget about the politicians? Because I've heard of communities in the Volta region or so that were having bad roads. After a while, the people took matters into their own hands, contributed, and fixed their roads by themselves.
You know what annoys me about that is that if I can do that for myself and opt out of paying certain taxes, then that's fine. But insofar as day in, day out, I'm subjected to a litany of taxes, direct and indirect, and yet I'm not seeing that manifest in my daily life. To add insult to injury, I should now also get into my pocket and do all of this. Then what is the point of we queuing to elect and choose leaders to lead us, making sure they live comfortable lives, we pay their bills so they can have peace of mind to think and form policies for us? Then what is the point of doing that?
I get what you mean, but I am also of the view that maybe sometimes we have to let them understand that we can do without them.
Definitely not. I want them to understand that there's a reason for which they campaign so hard, a reason for which we make them comfortable, a reason for which we pay their bills, a reason for which we pay them, a reason for which we pay taxes. I'm not going to do that job myself. I'm not. Because we all cannot be leaders, all 31 million plus of us, we decided that, okay, you have put your bid in to be a leader. So we propel you, we give you that comfort, go and make the decisions. And then on top of that, I must also make my own provisions. Then why did I go through all of that? Then don't come to me for your votes if you cannot do the job. Michael, I hope you are with me. Because
I get you.
All too often we see politicians making grand promises, especially now that they're on the campaign trail. They are wooing us with lofty ideas, visions of a brighter future. Soon as they come in, all those promises, they just fade into oblivion.
Well, I guess the other hand would be that we have to begin to hold them accountable, like be very deliberate about that.
Yes, tune into 3FM Sunrise, okay? Each morning, Monday to Friday, that's what we're doing because we're reminding you Ghanaians that you deserve better.
Sharp.
You have a right to demand better. Our voices are powerful, and together we can hold our leaders accountable. We can insist that they follow through on their promises and that they manage our resources with integrity and they treat us with the dignity that we deserve. That's my charge to all of us this morning, citizens and not spectators.
At least Pascal Okanri seems to agree with you. He says, no, Mike, Helen is right. And then Chinto Alfred, what's the guy saying? He should stop making us angry this morning.
Oh.
He's so irritating. Chairman,
Michael,
calm down.
Michael has, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Go easy on Michael. Come on now. Come on now.
Suppose it's another person will hear that national security has picked them up. Well, that's according to Pascal again. A tree in Ghana wanted to be in US. Now me, a human being. I'd love to be a fish in Canada. Hey, Capsules Gerard. Now Adole Mole. Helen, I agree with you absolutely. Why should we pay property tax and other taxes when I have had to do the road in front of my house and do the gutters just so my environment is clean and sanitized? This is my fight with the AMS. I don't know what that is. But at least her point is well made. And I'm sure that'll be it is very frustrating. You know, sometimes when you're driving around town and you come towards areas that do not have street lights, and yet you see in your electricity bill every month or every time you buy prepaid that you are paying street light levy, then what's the point? So I agree with you at least on that score because we must be giving our due because at least we are doing our part. You are taxing us. Now, if you think about how much it costs to import a car into the country these days, it's so frustrating even to think about.
I mean,
because I was on one of the platforms checking car prices.
Right.
Helen, you could get a good, decent car for $1,000, $2,000. But the taxes you pay on that car,
my goodness,
is cloud nine. Somebody was telling me about the story of a colleague who had imported a car for his dad, about 10,000 cedis car.
Okay.
He had to raise about 80,000 to clear the 10,000 cedi car that he bought for his dad.
Just look at
the guy regretted about making that decision. And the point is that we really, really need to begin to, what's the point? ask officialdom to give us our due. Because
we've been asking. They're not responding.
Then maybe we should make our voices louder. Maybe we should be stronger about this, because it's becoming frustrating. And you see, it has a way of rippling down and affecting every other area of our lives. Because you see, life doesn't have to be this stressful just because
it really doesn't.
Officialdom has decided not to do their part. And you see, they keep taxing us. They keep introducing tax. Our common mobile money too that we are sending up and down, they're taxing us on it.
And then on top of that, your SNIT contributions sometimes don't even get to the quarters that they need to get to be invested for your future. So all throughout last week, if you joined us on the program, we had our spotlight firmly on STC. STC.
Yeah.
Their SNIT contributions, 6 years in arrears. Tier 2, several months in arrears. And I mean, why do you toil only for your monies to be deducted from your hard-earned money, which is supposed to be invested for your future? It is not done. It is simply not done. Are you going or are you coming? And then on top of that, I must now mobilize myself to solve my problems. Why did I vote for you to solve my problem? Then let's stop. Let's just free for all. Let's just coexist together. No leadership, nothing. If you can do, then you do for yourself. If you can't do to, then you are just there. Because what is the point? What is the point? That's why I'm watching all the presidential hopefuls on the campaign trail. When this one promises this one, I say, This one promises, I say, yeah, bread. They are braiding hair. They are playing football. They are playing ludo. They are pounding bread. They are pounding fufu. They are carrying babies. Yatia bread.
Yeah.
Yatia bread.
Those same people, when they come into power, you have to book an appointment and wait days
to see them. The way they canvass for your vote, the way they come to your homes, humility when they are in power. It's almost as though, listen, why are you even asking for accountability? This is a job of servitude. And I don't know that our leaders have actually understood that this is a job of servitude. But time check, it is some 9 minutes to the top of the hour. We go on a very, very quick break. When we come back, there's a lot more happening right here on 3FM Sunrise. On 3FM 92.7. DJ Abiam is here. He's our Minister for Musical Affairs. He has something special for us when we return. Don't go too far.
Fathers have been the cornerstone of our development. Their unconditional love, support, and dedication to our well-being is unmeasured. Their guidance has shaped who we are today, and they ought to be celebrated.